Hi guys, and welcome back to the Library of Alexandria, and also welcome me back. I welcome myself back to the Library of Alexandria. I'm back. Guess who's back? Back again. Alan's back. Alan's back. Alan's back. So, I have waited until September 1 to actually put this because I'm like, you know what? That's as good a time as any to stage the great comeback of September of 2022. Whatever. So, it's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. Let me tell you what's been going on. So, I have been suffering some mad burnout. I talk to my patrons and unload it and be like, this is what's going on in my life. I have no motivation to do anything. I just sit there. And I want to do all these things, and I just don't end up doing any of them. And it is because I am burned out on everything. I am burned out on school because I dive into it and find myself embroiled in school crap and improving lessons and in dealing with the kids all the time. And it has to be for its own purpose. And like when you're a teacher, like yeah, you're gonna see the effects. They're always gonna remember you. They tell you like that's cool. But what if you sowed like you reap some of that harvest now, like as opposed to 20 years from now when I'm a septuagenarian that can't remember anything, be like, oh, Mr. Walker, like I, won the kingship because I knew that it was Rex or whatever. So it's hard. It's hard to toil away, and I'm not certain all the kids know how much I actually do. And it's fine. They're great kids, and I love my kids, of course, but it's hard. It is hard to and then it's been hard to read. It's been hard to read. The summer's been really busy with school stuff and other things. So it's just been a challenging time. So it's been hard to read. I had a really good reading month in May, and then it just like fell off like everywhere else. And part of it is just the severe overwhelmingness of all the things that I am under. I have my notebook is filled. I have reviews from last May, from May of 2021, for books that I read then that I haven't filmed. And just thinking about all the things that I am behind on, which is a construct. Like being behind and being caught up, that's a construct. But it's not like it's not like a D&D construct. I wish it was. Like when we play our booktube B&D, when I start booktube B&D, Hillary, Jimmy, Philip, beware. You're gonna fight a caught up and behind construct. I'm so burned out to the point of like there's nothing but ashes remaining, and so the only way is to do a hard reset. Like hold the power button on the PS5 because it's frozen, and hard reset the whole thing. And what that means is that I'm got to get out from under everything. So if I haven't filmed it yet, it may or may not ever get filmed. Obligations, things that I've begun, may or may not ever get finished. I just need to start fresh. I've become what Kai calls, or what I called, and that Kai likes to parrot back at me, a state of being reader. I have to find something that stops me from doing the things that are more easy on my mental health and like makes me want to read. And really right now what I'm experiencing is like I'm so again embroiled in like the classical history of the Greeks and the Romans with my classes, and with our Quiz Bowl competition and things like that. So I'm always reading nonfiction about them. So really, like what I'm kind of being drawn to right now are those historical fiction books, the books by Gemmell, like Lord of the Silver Bow, about Troy, or the Khan Eagledon Rome series. Or his Athens series about Xanthippus and Themistocles and Pericles. And so I've just kind of been talking to some people online about like possibly setting up some buddy reads in the future to read those things, because that's just really what kind of calling my name, like the Cicero trilogy starting with Imperium, or The Lion by Con Eagledon, the new book about Pericles and the things that he dealt with, and all of that stuff just in a narrative like sounds really fascinating, because I think it's fascinating as a history thing. So that's just kind of where I kind of am right now. In addition, I'm really pumped to actually put out some of those videos. I made a vow on Jimmy's stream or just a random sprint that I'm gonna get a history video out soon, and I've been saying this for a year. Last time was August, so I've been saying it for a year. But I'm definitely going to. It'll start with the Iliad and Greek identity, and then how geography defines culture. And it's just hard, because, you don't want... you don't want the people coming out of the woodwork being like, well, actually, it's like, okay, whatever. You know, there are people who do it, like Kings and Generals, or overly sarcastic productions, or Historia Civilis, Baz Battles, all of those things that also talk about Greek and or Roman history. And it's hard to feel like you have something to add when I don't know how to make animations or any of that fancy, like, zooming in, like, ooh, look at this. I don't know how to do any of that. It's going to be me, like, right here, where I pop up graphics right here and throw a pop cultural clip when I compare, inevitably, Xerxes to Kip from Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon, don't be jealous that I've been chatting online with babes all day.
So, but I am going to do that, you know what, because screw it. It's my channel, and if anybody's mean, I'll just freaking ban them. Like, pfft. No one cares about your comment. Boop, boop, boop. Ban, ban, ban. Remove, remove, remove. Invis, invis, invis. So, yeah. So, now, some stuff I have been reading. I have been reading a little bit. I've read some K.J. Parker novellas. The Last Witness is a really, like, kind of haunting novella about if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, did it happen? So, if you're the last person alive to remember something and then you forget it, did that thing ever happen? So, it's just... It's bizarre. Mightier Than the Sword is my favorite novella since Purple and Black. It deals with a lot of the same kind of political stuff about an heir to the empire who's going around trying to put a stop to these pirates who are raiding these monasteries. And Mightier Than the Sword is such an excellent title for that, because we all know that, the pen is mightier than the sword, but in this it is. And in the ways that the pen is mightier than the sword, it's just trademark Parker. It's just brilliant to interpret that phrase in the way that he does. It's really, really good. I'm hoping to read more Parker, and like, no one reads Parker. It's fine. Those of you who do, nice. But it's a small niche. But you know what? I want to read more Parker. I want to read some of his series. Zara and I both do. I'm almost done with his novellas. I probably should read Savages, the last standalone novel that we have. I've also started God Is Not Willing, The God Is Not Willing by Steven Erikson, which I have been enjoying, but it is it's just dense. Like, Erikson's not something you pick up, and it's just breezy, and it just really flows the way, like, it's the anti-Alloy of Law, which I'm also in the middle of, about halfway through, and Alloy of Law it just flows, it just goes, go, because it's just so easily, the prose is just so accessible, while Erikson is much denser, so it just requires much more concentration. But I've just set it down for now. I'm going to go back to it, and I've set Alloy of Law down for now as well, because nothing was like, all I want to do is just sit there and watch reruns of Friends, and I'm Chandler. If you remember that episode where Joey dresses up at Chandler for Halloween.
I'm Chandler.
When have I ever done that?
When have I ever done that?
And play Bayek of Siwa in Assassin's Creed Origins, and that's just the easiest thing to do. It is the least anxiety-inducing, and it requires nothing of my brain space. And so I need to read something that is just like, that pulls me from the couch to actually race to read it. Like, I don't know. I don't remember the last, like Weird Sisters. Like, I don't know the last book that really did that for me. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm currently reading an arc of something that I thought was really interesting, and it is. And I'm just like I'm about a third of the way through it. I'm like, I'm concerned about this book's mass appeal, but I really enjoy it. I need a map. This arc has no map in it because it's an arc. I need a map so desperately. But I'm enjoying it. More on that, hopefully, when I finish it. And I also got approved for the K.J. Parker's new novella, Pulling the Wings Off of Angels, which I'm definitely going to read as soon as I finish this, or I might even put a break and read that first. But the problem is it's going to be one of those metaphysical kind of angel-demon novellas that Parker, is part of the ones that Parker writes. And I always prefer the more historical, political, military novellas that he does, more than the demon angels, metaphysical good and evil type things that he does. I'm just going to try to use, at least in this little slump period, these doldrums that I'm existing in, just to try to read things that excite my emotions. Is it funny or is it sad? So I want to finish Shadows of the Apt. I want to start the Deathgate cycle. I want to read this historical fiction, but I've also got an Agatha Christie novel that I can just sit down and flow through. Read another Dresden, mayhaps. There's a Jasper Fforde book called The Air Affair that people say is amusing and, you know, kind of easy to read, similar to like a Pratchett type book that I've pulled out off the shelf. And so hopefully all of this lack of kind of commitment and this reset and being out from feeling like I'm under the gun can just help me like love reading again, like want to do it, and just kind of start the engines again and get back here. But I mean, I'm still doing collabs. I've got a collab with the brothers Gwen and Philip soon, I think, on why, you know, why history is a great, you know, resource for fantasy. If you didn't see, Book Jeopardy has made its return, so stay tuned for episode 2 of that in September. So I'm still doing that kind of stuff, and I'm hoping to have a discussion about the Warlord Chronicles soon. I need Joanna to finish reading Excalibur so that I can indeed do that, because I love the Warlord Chronicles. So I'm still doing stuff with school. My kids this year, my level 1s this year actually seem really good. The club is exploding. We have so many people. I have there's like 20 kids who want to join this club who don't even have my class this year, which will be both a good thing because they can compete at the novice level twice, but bad because they do not know my expectations. My students are well behaved because I expect that from them. It is difficult for students who I don't teach to understand the expectations that I have because the club is an extension of my classroom. So that's fine. That's just a small thing to cross, but my officers are great. I'm teaching AP, which I love. We're reading literally Caesar and Virgil unedited. But the kids really wanted to take AP, and now they are weeping because of how difficult it is. Because they jumped from Latin 2 to AP, which is like pretty much Latin 5. So rip. But it's going to be fine. Christina's had her wisdom teeth taken out, but she has mostly fully recovered. So I'm hoping to have a video with Christina on here. You're going to see very soon Rewrite, Reread, or Burn, which will be fun. Another blindfold book challenge, which has been ages since last done. If there's any other kind of challenges or videos with Christina and I that you want to see, let me know, because it's been too long since I've had her on the channel. So guys, that's about what's been going on with me. I'm hoping that this will help me to be around more and get back into the swing of things. I really just want to go back to where it was easy for me to film and read and edit. I'm going to make an attempt to have 2 videos a week, and then once I'm feeling better and once it has become habit again, go back to 3 videos a week. But I at least want to put up a couple a week. It's hard because when you've reset all of that and you don't have, you don't have all the things that you were going to film, kind of out of stuff to film about. And if I don't, keep reading, there's no reviews and stuff to talk about, but that's fine. There's still other things to talk about. I want to talk about Sam Bimes. I want to talk about things that I like in books, some of my favorite stuff, things like that. And you know what? I'm just going to try stuff. If there's something I want to make a video about, I will. I liked making my video about the friggin' boat and how it got stuck. And ordinarily, I would not do that. So just stay tuned for whatever. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. If you've been like, man, where's Alan? Here I be. And, I hope that you'll continue to support and watch and comment on the channel. You guys are fantastic. This is why I have a channel. It would be much easier if I just read on my own. Like, that's the easier thing, just read, enjoy my books or whatever. But being able to talk to you guys and talk to other people about what we're reading, that is why I have this channel. And I'm hoping that you guys, that some of you at least, will enjoy these history videos, learning about, I guess, from my narrative perspective about the Greeks to start with, even though it's, I hope adding something fresh to that particular discourse. So be on the lookout for that in the near future. And stay tuned for another video of some sort later in this week, or I guess the beginning of next week. Whatever. You'll see another one soon. 2 a week. That's what I'm going for. So guys, that is it for me for today. Thank you guys so much for your patience. Thank you for all your kind words, for all your love and support. Information about my Discord, if you haven't joined that, to, join the Pate Room and discuss stuff. Or my Patreon, that's down there as well if you want to support me and Christina in a financial manner. Of those historical fiction novels that I was talking about, Greece and Rome, have you read any of them? Which ones do you recommend that I start with? If you've read The Gates of Athens with Xanthippus, the Con Eagledon Athenian series, or The Lion, and you like them, let me know, because those are really the kind of the ones that I'm leaning toward. I know a bunch of y'all read Lord of the Silver Bow without me. How dare you, sir? How dare you? But, you know, I want to read that as well. Though, like, I know it's how it goes. Like, I know the Greek, like, spelling has the K, but I hate it. Like, I hate it. I hate it so much. Like, spelling Hector, Hektor, I hate it. Like, I hate it. And I know that's how it's spelled. Like, I get it. Like, I get it. I don't care. I hate it. I don't like it. It's Hector. That's Hector. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. And I'll see you next time.